Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that I could do a writing vlog. I did something like this the last time you saw a writing video from me. I did an outline with me, which I filmed like 2 days ago. But I really like the concept of talking to you guys and filming when I'm actually drafting and when I'm actually writing my book, instead of like sitting down and talking about it afterwards. So I just wanted to try this new thing, and let me know in the comments what you think of writing vlogs, if you prefer those instead of like the chatty kinds of videos. But today it's Sunday, the 7th of March, and I have begun my first draft of my second book. If you don't know, I have a whole writing updates series about it. I finished my first ever draft of my first ever book a week ago, and I have 3 writing updates up on my channel where I talk about my process of writing that book, so I will link that in the description, as well as the vlogging outline video I did. But today I have officially started my first draft on my second book. I am on chapter 1, in the middle of a scene. I really wanted a more upbeat scene, and we're just thrown into, not action, but like we're thrown into a scene. I'm trying not to have too heavy world building, but at the same time I kind of feel like I have to show my concept of the story, because I feel like that really hooks the reader. And then I'm also introducing 2 side characters in this scene. Later in the chapter I'm introducing another character, my antagonist. So I was really nervous about starting this project because I had just finished writing my first book, and I just had this feeling, this overwhelming feeling that I'm not good enough to write a second book. That feeling of it was just a one-time thing and I don't think I will be able to do it again. So that really held me back yesterday, and that held me back this morning when I sat down to finally start my draft. The first couple of sentences were really tough for me to get through, but right now I have written 723 words, and my goal is 80,000 words. The other reason why I didn't start my drafting process yesterday is because I downloaded the 30-day free trial from Scrivener. I just really wanted to try it because I follow Abby Emmons and she loves Scrivener, and I have also been obsessed with Victoria Aveyard, who wrote the Red Queen series, about her new book and her like live chats on her Instagram, where she talked about Scrivener and how much it helps her in the drafting process. And she has just been inspiring me a lot these past couple of weeks, so I just wanted to try it and see what the buzz was all about. So these first 30 days of my drafting process I'm gonna use Scrivener. I'm gonna tell you how I like it. So far I have only set up my Scrivener, and yesterday I have just been getting ready to actually do an outline. So I have been setting up my Scrivener, and I have just copied really Abby Annon's structure of her Scrivener. We have the 3 acts under manuscript, and then we have chapters under each act. So right now there's no chapters over here, but there's 1 chapter in act 1. If you don't know, I'm Swedish, I live in Sweden, I write in Swedish, so kapitel 1 is chapter 1. I think you could guess that, but anyways. Then I have my outlines, a brain dump, 3-act story structure. I'm using Abby Emmons' structure. Then I have subplots, and then I have world building in this as well, because I always have to reference this when I'm talking about the worlds and when I'm talking about names and structures of each world, because I kind of have a portal system going on right now. But anyways, here I have the characters. I won't go click on it, but like it's a file, and when you click on it, it's like documents about each character. Then I have research, and I don't have any research. Then I have some notes, some random notes that I won't be showing, and then I just have things that I don't really use right now. So you can definitely go watch Abby Emmons' video where she shows her Scrivener, because I have just copied her Scrivener structure and I'm using that. And what I really like about this is that I have everything in one place, because when I was writing in Google Docs I had like 5 different Google Docs documents up. But I am really excited to try this out for the 30 days to come, and I don't really know how long this vlog will be. I don't know how long I will film, so I will just keep recording my writing process, and then we'll see how long this video gets. Maybe I will record for a week, or maybe I will record for a month. I don't know. I will just talk to you when I have updates about Scrivener, how I like it, and about my process. But right now I am just in the first chapter. I really want to get the first chapter done today. Like, I have a goal of 80,000 words on this draft, the same as I had with my other draft or my other book. My other book was a YA fantasy from dual POVs, and that was about 86,000 or 84,000 or something around that. So my goal is 80,000 words, but since I am leaning more towards adult with this book, I think it's probably going to be a lot more than 80,000 words, but we'll see. Right now I don't have a chapter goal. I kind of want to lean towards about 3,000 words per chapter because I did that with my first book, which I am calling Norse Witch or Norse Witches or something around that name. So that's the project name, it's not the title. I don't have a title yet. But with that I tried to hit about 3,000, sometimes 2,000, sometimes 4,000 words per chapter. And that worked out really well for me. But I also feel like because I had 2 POVs, it was easier for me to write long chapters because the 2 POVs were at different places and there was a lot of things to unravel from each POV. I'm thinking that this is going to be a way different experience. I have never written a book, a fantasy adult standalone before. I never written this kind of book from one POV. Okay, so I'm gonna shut up now and start writing. So if I look like I have just woken up, it's because I have, or I woke up an hour and a half ago, but it is really early, it's 8:30. I'm sitting down to do like hopefully 2 hours of drafting because I have the whole morning right up until lunch to do free stuff. I don't have any homework or school projects that I have to do. The one thing that I kind of have to do is study for a math test I have next week, so I would probably do an hour of that. But I'm sitting down to do 2 hours of drafting and I'm still using Scrivener. I'm still really enjoying it. I have been saving like backups of my project, so when the 30-day trial is over I will still have my project. Also I have been copying and pasting my drafting, like my actual chapters, into a Google Docs document, so when the trial is over and if I want to go back to Google Docs, then I still have all my chapters in Google Docs, so I can just go and write there. So I'm just gonna write quickly in my bullet journal. This is a Dingbats journal. This is the Great Barrier Reef notebook, and it's like really focused on the barrier reef. And this is not sponsored or anything, but I bought this off their UK website because 2% of the sale goes to WWF UK. So I just thought that was something I really wanted to support. So the first thing I want to do is 2 hours of drafting. And I don't actually know if I will be able to do that today or before lunch, but hopefully I will be able to do that. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys because I have finished the first chapter. So I just want to show you a little bit of what I have done. I have finished the first chapter. It was a little bit over 3,000 words. I'm one of those persons who really like shorter chapters in books. I tend to stick to 3,000 words per chapter. Personally, I don't like long chapters, and I think 3,000 words is a good amount. Like in the first chapter and the second chapter, I'm going to spend a lot of time on the hook. The inciting incident will probably happen in the 3rd chapter or the 4th chapter, but right now I'm just emphasizing and trying to build my characters and the main character's inner conflict, and I'm trying to get that on page. And also I took away the cardigan because I was a bit too warm. So when I was taking a little break, I actually started writing, and I have written 272 words. I started my countdown or timer for 2 hours, and it's 15 minutes in and I have written about 300 words. Anyway, I'm gonna keep writing. Okay, I haven't written exactly 2 hours, but a little bit less than that. And I am now at 5,398 words. And I love seeing this bar just continue to go blue. And this chapter is so far 2,284 words. So in a little less than 2 hours, I have written over 2,000 words, which I'm really proud of. I just feel like I have 7 minutes left on my timer, and I just feel like I need to step away from the computer and just take a small little break. But I'm really happy with my progress today, and I'm really happy that tomorrow as well I have the whole morning off and I don't have any filming to do tomorrow because Fridays are usually my filming time. So I'm really happy with my progress today, and tomorrow I'm hopefully going to do another like 1 hour or 2 hour writing time or writing session, and I will definitely finish the second chapter and start working on the third chapter. The next chapter after this is focusing a lot on a subplot which I have in this story, so I'm really excited about that. So I don't really know if the inciting incident is going to happen in the next chapter, probably not, but I'm making a great progress so far, like 5,000 words in my opinion, and that's freaking great. Hello, it's the next day. I didn't really know if I was going to vlog today, but I thought, why not? Let's just do a quick bit of vlogging and talk about how my writing is going today. So yesterday I wrote for about 2 hours. I took some small like breaks during those 2 hours because I could not sit down for 2 hours straight. Like, I know this from experience with school. I don't like sitting down for 2 hours straight and just working and writing. So I'm definitely not going to do that today, and I also don't have the same amount of time because I have some stuff that I want to get done before class. And I'm just thinking that I'm going to try to finish this chapter, which I know I will do. And I will try to hit 3,000 words, but like, I'm not mad if I don't. So that's the whole plan for today, right now. I have written a total of 3,000 words on the second chapter. And if we look here, I have outlined both chapter 3, 4 and 5 because I just felt like I knew what I wanted to do, and I fixed some like small plot points for the subplot and wrote those in. Yeah, I just knew what I wanted to do with these chapters, so I just wrote it down, and it feels great to have like 5 chapters, 2 chapters done and 5 chapters or 3 chapters outlined. And now I'm just gonna look. I have written 6,114 words out of 80,000 words, and today I have written 716 words. So it's not a lot, but I don't really have time right now to keep going. So I'm gonna call it a day, and I'm gonna do all the stuff that I have to do today. That is not writing. Okay, hello. It's March the 22nd and it's Monday, the beginning of a new week, and I haven't updated you guys in a while because I didn't write that much at all. I think my word count for last week was about 3,000 in total, and that is mainly because I wrote for like hours during Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and on both of those days I got to at least 1,000 words. So the weekend has been great. It has been a great writing weekend, but the week was not great. I didn't write at all, and that is mainly because I was stressed about school. I had to go into school, we had a lot of tests, and it was just not a great time. So I didn't have time in the mornings to write, and then I was way too tired and exhausted when I got home from school that I didn't have the energy and motivation to write then. But I just want to check in and talk to you guys about that because so far my writing experience has been good. I have been through a couple of writing slumps and it has been slow sometimes, but it usually has been flowing quite nicely and I have been able to write a lot in the weeks. But sometimes that doesn't work out. I just want to show you every part of this experience and just tell you guys that yeah, sometimes I don't have the energy to write my damn book. But okay, an update. The 22nd of March, I am on chapter 4. I have just finished writing a quite emotional scene and a scene that kickstarts the inciting incidents. I have written a total of 10,322 words. And also what I did this weekend was that I started writing like I usually do, and I've talked about my outlining process that I outline quite a lot and I know exactly what I want to happen in my story. So when I was writing chapter 3 and I was finished with that, I wanted to keep writing, so I wrote the first scene in chapter 4, but then I didn't have the motivation or the energy to keep writing on the chapters, and then I realized that I really need to map out these next chapters building up to the inciting incident because I didn't really know what scenes I wanted. So I brainstormed ideas and I outlined all of Act 1, and so far Act 1 is 6 chapters. That is definitely a smaller Act 1 than I had in my previous project, and in my previous project I had 2 POVs, so therefore I just had more content in general because they were at much different places and their inciting incidents and all those scenes in the beginning, those were completely separate. So that first act was like 30,000 words, probably a lot more than my first act in this project is going to be because okay, now I'm on chapter 4, so I'm going to write about 2,000 more words in this chapter. And if I do my math correctly, and each chapter is about 3,000 words, then my first act is going to be 20,000 words long. I definitely think as of now that my second act is going to be way longer because right now the first act is 6 chapters and the second act is 9 chapters or 10 chapters or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 chapters, and I'm not even done with Act 2. I know I'm a bit all over the place, but like I just mentioned, I have outlined to chapter 16. And that was just because, like I said, when I was finished with that scene in chapter 4, where I'm at right now, I knew I wanted to describe every chapter going forward, so I knew where I was going. I also want to update you guys about how I'm feeling about Scrivener. I have 20 days more to use Scrivener, so I have used it for 10 days total, and so far I'm actually really enjoying it, because when I was writing in Google Docs, that was way harder for me to jump between my structure, and for example, if I wanted to check my outline for that chapter, I had to scroll all the way up to my chapter heading, and I had to go back and forth like this. That doesn't happen in Scrivener. It's way easier and quicker that way. So if you're a plotter and like to see things in front of you at all times, then I would definitely recommend Scrivener for that. Like, I know, for example, some people like to use post-it notes when they write a story. I personally don't. But if you like to use post-it notes, my interpretation of that means that you like to see things at all times in front of you, and you can map things out while you are seeing it. If you want to use post-it notes for like small things and not chapters, then maybe this is not a great idea. But if you just want things mapped out in front of you, you can do that in Scrivener way better than Google Docs. Like, I absolutely love this so far for drafting and for my outlining process and my plotting process. This is great for that, but when I think for the future and when I think of revising, I don't think I will enjoy this. But that's like all I have to talk about as of yet. I'm gonna keep writing. Like I said, I'm on chapter 4. I'm building up to the inciting incident, and by the way, this inciting incident happens way faster in this book as well. So anyway, I think I'm going to write the inciting incident today. Am I gonna do that? No. Scrap that. I don't think I will be writing the inciting incident today, because then I will be writing like 2,000 words in 1 hour, and I can't do that. But anyway, I'm gonna continue writing, and I will update you guys when I have finished the first act, because that will probably be the end of this writing vlog. Okay, so it was kind of a long time ago that I talked to you guys. I think it was a week ago or a week and a half ago that I last talked to you. I have made some progress, and I'm just gonna talk about that. So as of now, I'm just gonna flip to the right page in my bullet journal here, but as of now, the 31st of March, Wednesday the 31st, I am at 21,374 words, and I am finished with the first act of my first draft. And I'm so damn proud of myself for finishing the first act in a month. And I have been kind of working really hard, like every day. So for the first time that I wrote a book, I had like writing sprints every day. I was going to write 30 minutes each day. And I don't really cared about how many words I hit that day. And that resulted in sometimes I wrote 200 words and sometimes I wrote 800 words in those 30 minutes. But now I don't have any writing sprints. So I have just been sitting down each morning. Like, when I have 2 hours or 1 hour before school that I don't have anything to do, I'm like energized, because I'm the most energized in the morning. Then I spend those 2 or 1 hour writing, and that has resulted in some days I have written 1,000 words and some days I have written 2,000 words. And so I think that that has actually helped me to write this faster than I did my first novel. I feel a lot more free with my writing this time. And I think that is great, because I know this book is going to take longer than 3 months to draft. Like, that was how long it took for my first book to be drafted. So I'm 21,000 words in. I just finished chapter 7 this morning, and I'm beginning to write on act 2 tomorrow. So I thought that I have been talking so damn much about this first act and this part of the drafting process in this vlog, so I just thought that I would end this here. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed these kinds of videos more than like sit down talking videos. And yeah, I don't know if I will be doing a writing vlog for each act. This just happened to be that way. And one update as well on Scrivener. I'm really enjoying Scrivener, but I feel myself not wanting my free trial to end, because I'm really enjoying this. And I think that that tells me that I should get Scrivener. But I still have like 12 days to talk about this or think about this, so we'll see about that. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave a like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, because I post a new video every week, every Thursday. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!